So we know Arizona's not a great team.
Correct.
But they were very competitive with the great Josh Dobbs running the show. What are they going to look like with Kyler? This is Kyler's first time not running a pure air raid system in the NFL.
A variety of air raid anyway.
Yeah. Sorry, not pure. A variety of the air raid system.
Right.
We know that Arizona also had Josh Dobbs running quite a bit. They would lean into that. They had some nice trickeration early in the season with Rondale Moore in the backfield and everything. I feel like Arizona doesn't look nearly as bad on paper with Kyler Murray back under center, and he can do some damage here.
That's the thing. I mean, this could be it's fascinating whatever happens because Kyler Murray, coming back is going to be good to watch for both us and them. But I think we have a pretty broad range of outcomes here. Number one is going to be, okay, he's back. They've been very conservative with his timeline. They haven't rushed him back. They've given him all the time he needs. Does that mean that you're willing to say he is 100%? We are going balls to the wall right out of the gate, and Kyler's going to be running the ball. They're going to have him as a part of the design run game. He's going to be scrambling constantly. Are we getting full Kyler Murray, or are we saying, hey, how about we ease back into this game stuff and you just stay in the pocket and get rid of the football?
Offensive coordinator Drew Petzing, quote, expects, I'll quote the headline on NFL.com, quote of the headline, expects QB Kyler Murray to run like he normally does in return.
Well, there we go. That's one element we will see. Number two is, before the final season that got everybody canned in Arizona, Kyler Murray's career was looking very good, right? He started off looking pretty good. He took a big step forward year 2. He took an even bigger step forward year 3. And that year, he led the NFL in big-time throw rate. He had a PFF passing grade of 86.7, sorry. He was a big factor in the run game. Like, Kyler Murray was starting to look like the next great quarterback. And then the following season, the offense hadn't progressed. Everything went bad. Kyler was playing bad. There was all the talk about the Call of Duty stuff. Like, everything went to hell, right? And then he gets hurt, and it's a complete nightmare. But if you basically pretend that 2022 didn't exist, and you're like, hey, we get this guy back, I mean, that's really exciting for a team like Arizona, who have shown that, sure, it's a bad roster, and there's not that much talent across the board, but they were still competitive without any of that. And Kyler comes back, I mean, this could be a jackpot for them. Yeah,
I mean, I think you highlighted it well, that 2021 season. The biggest question mark was also in that playoff game. They lose to the Rams. And it was like, can Kyler elevate a team? Does he take it seriously enough? And then it got, blown way out of proportion, or maybe it didn't. But with the Call of Duty, and dude likes to play video games and not study his playbook. We're going to put some restrictions into his contract. But yeah, Kyler Murray's numbers last year looked nothing like his previous few years. Even just 6.1 yards per attempt. I mean, that offense was struggling last year to do anything explosive, and it was like week after week. I remember last year on the podcast doing this, reading his yards per attempt every single week. There was like no outliers. 5.7, 5.7, 5.4, 6.5, 6, 6, 7, 7.4. Like, there was nothing good. There was no game where this offense just kind of figured it out and went off, and that's why Cliff Kingsbury got fired.
Yeah, it is.
I'm curious to see what Kyler looks like in a new offense. We also saw them kind of, the running thing, lean into it sometimes, other times get away from it. So I'm curious to know what that looks like for Arizona. Mm-hmm. It also makes Arizona far less likely to get the number 1 overall pick now with Kyler back. At least that, I still don't think it's a great roster. Defense has so many holes.
I mean, it certainly, it makes it. You can't look at this and say they are more likely to get the number 1 pick now than they were before he got back there.
They snuck a quick loss in before Kyler came back with the Clayton Tune game last week. On the other side, do you have any other insights off Arthur Smith's press conference?
I have no insights whatsoever off Arthur Smith's press conference. There was 5 minutes of gibberish that was explaining why Bijan wasn't getting the ball in the red zone, which did not explain why Bijan was not getting the ball in the red zone. And seemed to focus largely on the fact that they were only 50% in touchdown conversion rate in the red zone, which is not where you want to be. You want to be at 100% in the red zone. So everything we do is striving to hit 100%, not 50%. And sometimes you're going to call some plays and it's going to get taken away by the defense. And it was just bullshit for 5 minutes. Like,
you said you had no takeaways. That was good.
That was my only takeaway.
You got Drake London back this week, hopefully.
Yeah.
Again, when they're locked and loaded from a playmaker standpoint, they're capable. Taylor Heineke back under center. Bijan has definitely cooled off both from opportunity and production over these last few weeks, but Atlanta's still a good all-around team, hitting a bit of a lull here. I do like Atlanta as a team. I like their run defense. David Onyemata, what he's done, Calais Campbell, all those guys that they've added on the defensive side of the ball. But I'm intrigued by Kyler as an underdog here this week. I think he elevates this Arizona team that's played hard all year. So, well, that'll be a good one too. What if Arizona is not competitive with Kyler Murray coming back after they were with Dobbs? They just like Dobbs more.
Well, that would be bad for them.
That'd
Well,
be the
other than the
story.
fact that if they're even worse somehow with Kyler Murray, they are definitely on the way to the number 1 overall pick then.
Give me the Cardinals getting 1.5 here at home.
Yeah, okay. I'll buy that. For a game. I'm going to see I'll buy into the Kyler Murray thing for a game and then maybe completely reverse my opinion after that game.
Yeah, okay.